It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Orc archers typically use poison and double attacks to deal with their problems. That means they're fairly generalists, though they also have to watch out when engaging enemies' armies led by support commanders who can clean debuffs. That being said, shooting twice as many arrows on certain terms is always funny. Let's take a look at the first form. Although this form looks a bit short, it still shows high damage and siege value. None of the units are very bad from this form, and I don't seem to see Orc crossbowmen and Morgul Aboleths have higher damage and siege than the Orc archers. Speed, HP, and defense are all average, of course except for the warlord, a tier 4 unit. It seems that none of the stats in this quarter are very good. If you look at the resources and conscription time, the tier 4 units as usual need to spend the most resources and time. The rest of the units are normal. If I were to look at the stats alone, I would go for the Orc Archer and Stalker because they are more cost effective. You get a not so bad unit for the least amount of resources. First of all, we have the Orc Archers, who are a tier 1 ranged archer unit who use poisoned arrows to deal extra damage. Those who are too weak to fight up close are given bows instead. Next, we have the Orc Crossbowmen, who are a tier 2 ranged archer armed with crossbows, who have trained enough to imitate the archery techniques of the Free People. They shoot faster than the Orc archers with their follow-up skill, which lets them shoot double shots occasionally. Then we have the Morgul Aboleths. They are the tier 3 archers, and a mix of the Orc archers' poison and the Orc crossbow spamminess. They have an actual explanation for the double shots compared to the Orc crossbows, as Morgul Aboleths are specifically designed to have a high fire rate. In real life, crossbows are actually rather slow to load. Orc Stalkers and Reapers are tough to use, as they're squishy units that get stronger the longer they survive. They go for the enemy's high damage units and have a rather high damage themselves, especially after the 5th round. This makes them sound almost as bad as the Dunedanes, but the existence of mounted trolls and their taunt makes them more useful. Stalkers are the tier 2 high damage infantry. They learn how to survive despite their physical shortcomings, usually being more cunning than their counterparts. If you can get them to last long enough, they do extra damage with their execution skill. Reapers, on the other hand, are the tier 3 high damage infantry, prioritizing enemies with the lowest defense rather than attack. They will likely do their best murdering squishy damage units. More reason not to bring the Dunedanes. They also get stronger after round 5 of battle with their execution skill. That being said, they're still squishy and they might not even last those 5 rounds. Next up is Gundabad's tier 4 unit, Warlord. Warlord is a melee unit that can target both ranged and melee units at the same time. This is an optimal unit to counter good factions that usually rely on a combination of ranged and melee units. However, warlords have little to no defense and will be very susceptible to skills that target units with the lowest defense and army compositions of mounted units, such as Rohan. At the end of the video, we will take a look at the overall stats. We'll start by removing the tier 4 units. We'll look at the most powerful attackers, and we found that snipers are the best of the best, the killer of ranged enemies. Then there are the berserkers, the superbly explosive infantry. As for the siege, I thought cave troll and mountain troll were better, but I found out that breaker layer is better after all. It's a professional unit for a professional job. Cave troll and mountain troll are fine as amateurs about siege, and the other 3 indicators, speed, HP, and defense, show that the scout layer and mercenary yurt are more powerful as well. The scout layer and mercenary yurt had the best HP, and probably because they could dodge better with their mounts. The only one I am able to focus on was the crusher, who is good at killing melee units, and whose defense is usually not as low. Looking at resources and conscription time again, both grain and ore are key resources for conscription, and it is recommended that increasing production per hour to these two resources need to be enhanced. Compared to the good faction units, the bad faction damage will be overall lower, but the bad faction siege is higher. So you can see that the bad faction is more focused on siege, while the good camp may be more focused on causing damage to the enemy. As for speed, defense, and HP, the good faction is definitely better, so that the good faction can reach the battlefield more quickly and fight consistently. As for the resources and time, it seems that the good faction needs more resources and conscription time, but the difference is not too big. So I hope you've learned something from this video, and that's all for this video. See you next time.